And that's also going to give us a bonus to army experience too, which is nice. Now it is November 76. Those are still ahead of time. So are those. Oh, right. We were going to go start working our way towards scrap gun trucks. So let's get the salvaged motorcycles, and then we can just go straight down from there. Yeah, I know I have a focus. I have nothing I can spend. Ah! We can now. Wow, that's gone up by a bit. Well, let's attempt limited rearmament then. If we're going to survive the Whiteleg's attack, we need guns. We can't do much to achieve this goal, though. The congregation still refuse to believe an attack is even likely. Whitelegs declared war on the Timekeepers. Which might also give us access to allow Timekeeper refugees. Smoke signal's done. Let's get some more decryption. Seeing as those technologies are nice and quick. So who are the Timekeepers? Vault 24. Gifts of the Forefathers. These are settlers. Do they have anything special? Some of these do have national spirits. Militia commanders, wall construction, new schools, advanced, scavenger city. New schools and advanced is pretty nice, and I guess they are advanced tech. They're almost identical in terms of military strength and industrial strength. This is a very even fight. At least at the moment. I mean, the Whitelegs might well have military advantages, and they do outnumber them by about 2 divisions, but still. That's only 2 divisions. How many divisions do they have? 18? I have 17. I have way more civilian factories. For some reason, it's almost like I've been, you know, focusing that. Did these guys ever get any stronger because I got all of their stuff from them? No. So we got the big boast. Big manpower disparity. It wasn't that big. About 950 versus 400. It's only a difference of 500. Which I know this is Fallout. 500 is more than you would think, but still, it's only 500. Signals have been decoded. Let's go ahead and encode them as well then. Caesar's Legion took 6 states. 2 sons have been annexed. Dedicated workshops finished. So that's all of the current technologies. Oh, I can get these now. Of course I can. And I really should. Although I'd also very much like to get the .45 pistols. Industry first. Always. Yeah, construction speed. How are we doing? Okay, so we're on the last 2 bits of infrastructure now, which is good. These guys are ready to deploy and start training. Please do.
What's up?
Alright, I need to really think about how I want to do this. Part of the question is, how do mechanized and special forces compare? Unfortunately, I can't bring them up side by side. So, scrap gun trucks, they cost 8 production, which is actually remarkably cheap. They do use cell. They do have the same speed. 10% hardness, 20 defense, 1 soft attack. Okay, their soft attack is garbage. But they do have very good defense. Armor, 5. Versus, I'm going to say Pioneer kits because they're the same level. 2 defense, so the trucks are a lot better. They've got less hardness, less armor. Probably more piercing and same speed. They're also cheaper, but only by a bit. These aren't going to be limited by numbers. Yeah, they have a lot more piercing. Is it piercing or breakthrough? Piercing. These are very good anti-armor. Do later versions get faster? Yeah. But the real question was the hardness and armor. PCs have a lot more armor. I'd wait till you get APCs. The salvage ones have bad stats. I mean, we're getting to them. It's a process. It's still early game as well, don't forget. So everyone's going to be using the same stuff. So what does that mean for these? This is the heart of the question. Because I was very much hoping to be able to utilize their faster speed. The problem that we're going to have is they're just not going to be able to hit very hard. Because we're going to be lacking stuff like the demolitions, fire teams, etc. I guess we could add them here. Demolitions and dogs. Dogs means that you move faster. Demolitions is soft attack, which is what we need. And then either fire teams or anti-tank. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, and then we'll just fill this up with mechanized and go with 20 combat width. And we just won't use any of the line units. Special forces also quite a lot. Well, that's motorized, not mechanized. Alright. We'll carry on with what we have. I just feel like I should be doing some kind of upgrades because I'm also aware these guys are starting to get a little bit aggro. Can I get better base guns? Yeah, I can. But both mechanized and special forces use them. Alright, so we need an army of our own, which will change our mobilization law to wasteland. And then quantity over quality, which gives mobilization speed and training time. Or continued reliance on tribal militia. And that does give us an extra arms workshop and 2 building slots. So this is basically wasteland militia mobilization law versus arms workshop. Now here's a question. What does it take to change my own law? Basically I need to get rid of self-sufficient, then I can change the laws. Because I quite like the fact that I'm getting massive stability and builds bonuses. And I haven't had that many manpower issues yet. Caesar, the guy ruling it's from the NTR originally. He brought military strategies with him that allowed him to unite the tribals in that region. He is a former follower of the Apocalypse. Which is why I have so many, like, question marks when the followers join. Particularly because the followers of the Apocalypse poached one of our best people, which was Joshua Graham. Also known as the Burning Man. Which was Caesar's right-hand man. It feels like we have other ways of raising these. So I'm going to take a gamble on Tribal Reliance, because I'm going to continue getting industry. For the best part of the century, we have relied on tribal converts to defend our land from raiders and other lowlifes. We should continue this on a grand scale, issuing a call to the tribes we preach in.
Hey there.
Right, we have a military factory which is going to be for fighters. Daka 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 daka. Fun times. Does Old World Blues have limits on how many special forces you can deploy like in vanilla? Yep. And it uses those limits in quite interesting ways. Power armor are special forces, mutants are special forces, and then of course special forces are special forces.
Sir?
Alright, we're going to add demolitions and dogs to these units for sure. And then either fire teams or anti-tank. We do have special forces in these units, so we are going to have some piercing. Actually, fire teams doesn't add a huge amount. Like, at all. That's really interesting. They had 0.8 soft attack, that's it. Anti-tank is so much better. Alright, I guess we'll go with the anti-tanks. What's the plus mean? Oh, unless you do a duplicate. Interesting. Whitelegs took 7 states. The timekeepers have been annexed. And we've just finished our encoded signals. Time to do the vacuum tubes. The end of the timekeepers. Over the past few days, a steady trickle of refugees has entered our lands from the south. These refugees originate from a pre-war vault, Vault 24. Whose twisted experiment seems to have revolved around playing with the effects of time on its occupants. Despite managing to survive the cruel experiment played on them, Vault-Tec played one last trick, indoctrinating them all with the belief that if they don't manage to fix the time machine placed in the centre of the vault, they'll be unable to send their best soldier back in time to protect the vault's creator from death, resulting in a time paradox completely wiping them out of existence. While this is clearly nonsense, the appearance of these refugees poses significant questions to our leadership. Do we accept these deluded fools? What about their leadership? Does this set a precedent that we will be bound to follow? See if threat goes up. I think that might be yeah, enough. We definitely want to start doing this one as soon as possible. How many days are we in? 23, that would be a waste.
Hey.
Okay, now things start getting interesting. Basic tools. Let's go and get some crop rotation. Keep the population growth going. Right, the other thing I need to do is make sure I am building everything I need. Dynamite I have, mongrels I have, planes we have. The only thing I don't have are anti-tank rifles. We need more military factories. Ah, Vault Defender, Thomas Gilbert. Max Entrenchment, Division Defense, Entrenchment Speed. And then the other one is going to be... I did see them earlier. Augustus Chamberlain. Ooh, you are quite good. I should be using Daniel for that consumer goods factory reduction. Right, the other one that I was wondering about was Evander Wise. Oh, we can only do that if we have the intellectuals. Okay. So it's going to be Chamberlain and Thomas Gilbert. Chamberlain being the higher level one. In the meantime, I want to bring in Daniel. Yeah, for sure. A devoted missionary, Daniel is gifted to the languages of the tribes of Utah, and his patience has gained him much favor with the tribes and the traders of the wastelands. Daniel is an excellent choice to help us negotiate between the tribes and the traders. Probably poor scout kits. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we do have a lot. Okay, we'll switch over to 80 rifles. Our efficiency is getting really good.
Hello, sir.
Corruption in New Canaan. A scandal has rocked New Canaan. The press has revealed that some of New Canaan's leaders are taking bribes in exchange for government favors. Brahmin ranchers, gun runners, and others have been abusing our nation for their personal gain. Many critics wonder if New Canaan is worth dying for if its leaders will tolerate this sort of misconduct. We will root it out. Even if it is really expensive. No longer get Henry Franklin. That's fine. Salvage motorcycles. Good. Now it's time to start working our way down towards the scrap gun trucks. And also change scrap motorcycles to salvage motorcycles. And start actually building some stuff. 3 military factories. I think that's a good start. Okay, tribal thingy, so we can get arms workshop where we can begin assisting the tribes. I think we need to do this before they get attacked. I definitely want to do this at some point. I don't think it's going to be timed, though. A day will come when our Lord returns to judge us all. Until then, we must honor his laws and start others along the path of salvation if we can. That is why we trade with others and work the tribes. We have more food and medicine to offer. Good news is our most valuable commodity. I always feel bad when I see Mordred reading through chat when I know there's nothing of value there. Doesn't matter if there's always good advice or bad advice. Just hanging out's nice. It's one of the reasons why I do streams.
Hey there.
Right, at some point we should also change our naval production. What could we do? We could do canoes. And these are only canoe hulls. With very basic upgrades. And we're not going to have any naval experience to actually do anything with them for quite some time. And actually, for the moment, it's not going to be useful unless we get attacked from the north. Our threats are from the south, for the time being anyway. Right, it is time to upgrade to the .45s. I hear good things. So the canoe hulls, they can go up rivers and such. All of the ships in this game can. Because you will notice all of the rivers are kind of big. Which means that ships can go up and down them. And these things which look like they're blocks, they're not. They're bridges. So you got straight crossings which are really difficult to cross, and then bridges which are a bit easier. But can also be fortified. And then of course you have the Pacific out here that you can also sail in.
Hey there.
So the naval combat in this has much smaller scale, like you are fighting for rivers and stuff. You can do naval bombardments from the river if you have heavy ships, which can be very useful if you're trying to push a crossing. Okay, new technology. I think that this one also needs to be something military, like Pioneer kits maybe. Or flamers. Flamers have better breakthrough, they have less soft attack, they have hard attack, they are more reliable, they're a lot more reliable. More expensive too. For this, I actually want the soft attack. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with grenades for a change. I have a feeling they may actually have buffed them. Because I seem to remember that flamers had more soft attack before. What's naval bombardment in the world of Fallout? Probably a bunch of big mutants kicking dynamite from the deck of the ship and hopefully not blowing themselves up. It would be mini nukes. Mini nuke launchers. Okay, so we've got a production slot. What did we stop making? Armor. So I'm going to start making... Well, no. I think that we actually need just guns. We just need more of these. Okay. Preach the Holy War. Gain base war support. War support for the Crazy Horns and Tar Walkers, and they also gain some manpower. We shall assist the tribes that have Mormon missions. They gain additional metals and water. And then this will allow me to send volunteers. We're going to send weapon shipments. Whilst we have started arming our troops fairly well, the tribes that stand in the White Leg's path towards us do not have such an abundance of equipment. If we send them some weapons, we should be able to slow the White Legs down somewhat. Vacuum tubes. I don't think we need that just yet. That's still ahead of time, so we can wait. Oh, we stopped in the doctrine. Whoops. White Legs declared war on the Tar Walkers. It's a good thing I started supporting them. So how is this gonna go? They have about 20 divisions. The Tar Walkers actually outnumber the White Legs. And they have about the same industry, except for the White Legs have a lot more civilian industry. Vault City declared war on the Pale Folk. That's bullying.
Hello.
We are still very low on some of the gear that we need. Militarized society. War support for a loss of stability. No, I'll pass. Oh, they're back! Oh! Interesting. They are repeatable. Plating add-on. Scrap gun trucks, here we go. Now the question is, how many of those are we going to get out before they get here? I wonder how this will go in my games. The Tarwalkers crushed the White Legs. Well, they're losing ground at the moment. I'm really hoping that they can hold at least until the weapon shipments arrive so that they get the bonus resources. So eventually when I do the counter-attack I can steal them all. Corruption nuke. Oh, god damn it. Just when I thought I was going to get some political power, game's like, nope. Alright, weapon shipments have been sent. We need both of those to get that one. Prepare for war. 2 arms workshops. End our isolation. Change economy law to funding the army. There we go. This is how we would upgrade. That one's kind of important.